Next one is Kirchhoff voltage law, KVL. Kirchhoff voltage law can be applied in a loop, in a particular closed path or a loop. So the definition is the algebraic sum of the voltages in a closed path is equal to 0. Algebraic sum of voltages in a closed path is 0. So that means, for example, I am taking a closed path. So in this closed path, the algebraic sum of the voltages plus minus VR, VL and VC. So here the polarity is given like this. In this path, in this loop, the algebraic sum of the voltages is equal to 0. So that means if I apply KVL, VR plus VL plus VC is equal to 0. So that means that source voltage V is equal to VR plus VL plus VC. So voltage definition is work done for moving a unit positive charge from one point to another point. So it can be written as W by Q is equal to, so work done in a resistor and inductor as well as capacitor. So if you take Q common and you can cancel it out. So therefore the resultant work done is can be written as WR plus WL plus WC. So from this conclusion, KVL expresses conservation of energy. Conservation of energy. So KCL is expressing the conservation of charge, but whereas KVL is expressing the conservation of energy. Very important bit with respect to the competitive examinations. So the properties similar to the KCL. So I'm not writing entire things here. KVL is applicable for linear, non-linear, time varying, time invariant, active, passive, time variant and time invariant, active elements, passive elements, unilateral, bilateral, lumped elements. And KVL is also independent of nature of the element. Similarly, as we saw in the KCL, KVL is also independent of nature of the elements. Independent of nature of the element which it is connected. So these are the properties of KVL. So we'll see a problem based on this. So in this first example, determine Vx and Vy, and has given a circuit having 30 volts voltage source Vy across the resistor 2 Vy and 25 volt 3 Vy minus this is a Vx 5 volts 20 volts and 10 volts. So here there are two loops, first loop and second loop. So apply the KVL in loop number 1. Apply KVL in loop number 1. So I'm taking reverse polarity. So if it positive is there, I'm taking negative minus 20, and here it is, the polarity is already given, minus plus. So misstatement. Minus 20 and minus is there, I'm writing plus Vx, and minus is there, I'm writing plus 5, and the plus is there, I'm writing minus 10. So loop completed. So from this the value of Vx can be written as 25 volts. 25 volts. So similarly apply KVL in loop number 2. So this loop, so I'm starting from here, plus is there, I'm taking minus 3 Vy, minus is there, plus 30. So plus is there, I'm taking minus Vy, plus is there, minus 2 Vy, minus is there, plus 25. So in this plus is there, minus 5, So plus is there, I'm writing minus Vx is equal to 0. So if you compute this one, so 25 is there here, plus 25 is there. So you can substitute the value of Vx as 25 here. So I can write 25 also. So minus 25 is there, and here it is plus 25. So it will be minus 6 Vy plus 25 volts. So therefore Vy can be written as 25 by 6 volts. So like this we can calculate the voltages by using KVL. So this is another example. So we need to calculate the value of V1, V2 and E. V1, V2 and as well as E. So this can be calculated by using KVL application. Here we are having one loop, use it to calculate V1, another loop, use it to calculate E, and another loop, use it to calculate V2. So apply KVL in the first loop. So it can be written as loop number 1. V1 plus is there, I am writing minus 2 volts, minus is there, I am writing plus 4 is equal to 0. So therefore V1 is nothing but 4 minus 2, 2. So it can be minus 2 volts. So in the loop number 2, I am starting from here. Plus 4 is there, minus 4, plus is there, minus E, plus 8 is there, minus 8. So plus 10 is there, I am writing minus 10 is equal to 0. So from this E can be written as minus 22 volts. Similarly loop number 3. Loop number 3 here, V2 is there, V2 plus 6, minus 6. So minus is there, so I am writing plus 6. So plus 8 is there, minus 8. Plus 10 is there, minus 10 is equal to 0. So from this V2 is equal to 12 volts. So we can take any one of the direction such that the algebraic sum of all the voltage should be equal to 0. So we'll take another example. So this is a given circuit and is asking to calculate the value of E and as well as the current, total current I. So here from the circuit one key is given here. So current flowing through this 4 ohms is 2 amperes. So if I apply Ohm's law, 4 into 2, 8 volts is there across this 4 ohms. So as these two resistors are connected in parallel, this 8 volts is also exist across the 1 ohm resistor. So I am having resistor value and as well as voltage value. So I can calculate the current. I is equal to V by R. So V is 8 ohms, R is 1 ohm. So the current flowing through this branch is 8 amperes. So if I am coming reverse, so at this node KCL, applied KCL here, leaving currents 8 amperes, 2 amperes is equal to, it must be equal to entering current. So 8 plus 2 is nothing but 10 ampere is entering at this node. So if I know the current value here 10 ampere, so I can calculate the voltage across this resistor. 10 into 1 is 10 volts. So here the summation of this drop 10 volts plus 8 volts is nothing but 18 volts that should exist across this branch, 18 volts. So 18 volts is there, so I can calculate the current 18 by 6, that means 3 amperes. So 3 amperes plus 10 amperes is equal to 13 amperes. So my current I is equal to 13 amperes. Now I can calculate the voltage. Here it is 13 volts. 13 into 1 is equal to 13 volts. So the E value will be 13 volts plus this drop 18 volts, which can be written as 31 volts. So like this we can calculate currents and voltage drops by using KCL and as well as KVL applications.